Players the Niners can take at 61. Who's on your radar here?
Well, okay, so we got a couple things here. One, I want to talk about players that they can take, but I also want to talk through the last 10 picks at 61
Uh-huh.
because I think that that's cool to know as well. So as far as picks at 61, assuming Debo doesn't get traded and they stay there, I think that there are a couple guys, safeties that you could look at. You certainly could look at a Nick Cross. That's a name that's been very popular. You could look at a Nick Benito if you're still in the process of looking at an edge rusher. Maybe you have to look at center, right, as a possible position, and we'll see who falls there. But I still think that you're looking for that starting safety, right? And to me, of the guys that can fall to 61, and I'm not the highest really on any of them. I don't think Petrie gets there. I don't think Brisker gets there. I think you're looking at Cross. I think you're looking at Kirby Joseph. I think you're looking at Cook from Cincy. Between those three, I'm taking Nick Cross most likely, but he's got a lot of work to do as well. Like he's not as polished as even like a Jaquiski Tart is. So to me, I'm looking at safety.
I would take Kirby Joseph. Real quick.
Okay, what do you
like? Nick Cross is a good player, but Nick Cross is a strong safety. Like Nick Cross is one of these like, mini outside linebacker hybrids that's really good at like tackling, and he's a good athlete, and he might be good in coverage, but not a playmaker. Like what I would like is the Niners to get a free safety. Move Jimmy Ward to strong safety for a year. I don't know how much. I mean, he's under contract for one more year. Move him to strong safety. On my interview last year, he said he wanted to play strong safety, but Jaquiski Tart was there. I mean, he's better around the line of scrimmage anyways. Great in coverage. He's not a ball hawk, as good as he is. Get a ball hawk. One in this fucking second. One. Yeah. So like, nothing against Nick Cross, but like the Niners have cornered the market on the athletic, good tackling DB. Like, can we get one ball hawk, one guy who actually like goes hash to hash and intercepts passes? To me, that's Kirby Joseph. He's not the tackler that Nick Cross is, but okay. Like, how about like a diversity of skill sets in the secondary? That's how I look at it.
And I don't know, man, because I watched Kirby Joseph, right? And everything you read and everything you see about him is he's like, I expected to see this just super fast, explosive ball hawking type player. But when I watched, I didn't see that. Like to me, that didn't come across. And maybe it was the two games I watched, but I didn't personally see what the stats and what people are writing about him. That's just me personally.
Let me tell what I saw from him was a guy who could intercept passes outside the hashes while playing single high safety. The Niners don't have a player like that. They don't have a player like that. Yeah. That's an asset.
It is an asset. Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a player like that. So, I mean, they don't have a dude who can intercept out a safety who can intercept passes outside the hashes from too high. They don't. So that's a skill set that I think like you either value or you don't. And then I was going to be like, well, he's not a great tackler. Okay. Okay. How many great tacklers do you need in your secondary? Now, look, they're not going to take Kirby Joseph. They're going to take Nick Cross because that's their kind of DB, and he's a good player. And if they take him, I'm going to give him a solid B, maybe a B plus. But that's what I would prefer to take a free safety over a strong safety if it were me. But they're definitely going to go safety with that 61st pick.
Now, if they trade Debo, now you're looking at guys like Brisker or something like that, right? Like now it starts to get interesting. So that there's going to be some interesting players, and I think next week. What we can talk about, since it'll literally be the day before the draft, we can go through our perfect draft for the 49ers and each kind of stake our claim and talk about that a little bit, including what it would look like if Debo's traded and not, assuming he's still on the roster. I think that'll be fun to do. But let's talk real quick about the last 10 picks at 61, because I think this is good insight as to what caliber players are actually available at 61. So believe it or not, 10 years ago, 2012, the 49ers actually had the 61st pick overall. Do you know who they drafted?
I do.
Who is it?
I do. LaMichael James.
It is LaMichael James.
LaMichael James. What a pick. What a great pick.
That one hurts because I'm an Oregon Duck fan. So chill out a little bit over there.
Yeah. He was great in college. I remember seeing him in college. He was great in college.
He was extremely explosive. Him, Barn, good offense. Anyways, yes, LaMichael James was the 2012 pick for the 49ers. The next year, the Green Bay Packers had the 61st pick. They also took a running back.
Eddie
Lacy. Yep.
Eddie Lacy. Wow.
You're good at trivia.
Running back at 61 this year. You already know.
God, no, let's not. Let's not, because those two didn't pan out too well. But here's where it gets pretty good. There's actually a couple good picks coming up here. 2014, believe it or not, the Jags have made some good picks at 61 over the last 10 years. 2014, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Allen Robinson, actually, at 61.
Wow.
Okay. You get an Allen Robinson, I'm feeling pretty good about that situation.
Yep.
2015, the Bucs selected Ali Marpet, who's pretty good guard, right?
Niners could use one of those.
Yeah, I would say so. 2016, not so good. Von Bell went to the Saints. 2017, the Packers again had the 61st pick. They took Josh Jones. 2018, the Jaguars took DJ Shark, pretty good player again.
Good player.
2019, the Rams took Taylor Rapp. 2020, the Titans took Christian Fulton. And 2021, the Bills took Carlos Basham. So a mixed bag there at 61, but that's probably what you're looking at, is a 50-50 shot of getting a player that's an impact player for your team for many years to come. So
scary, considering the Niners need a starter at that spot. Scary.
Actually, very scary. So there you go.
What we're serious about is like they're pigeonholed into a couple of needs. Like they're not going to take BPA. They're going to take a safety or an interior offensive lineman. One of those two. I guarantee it. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I guarantee it.
I can't guarantee it, but I'm going to guarantee it. Yeah, it's a fact. I'm going to guarantee it.
Interior
and that's true.
Yeah.
But I also think, luckily for them, that best player available might actually fall in one of those categories. Luckily for them. We'll see. Especially the safety spot. You might have the best players available there.
Black Suburban says, I wouldn't doubt that this was planned at the dinner with John and Kyle to distract the fan base from Jimmy shenanigans. No.
Absolutely.
No. It always makes fans or people feel better that it's like, it's not that there's chaos and things are going out of control. This was planned. It's a conspiracy theory. I know it makes you feel better. Bill Paxton, aliens, game over, man. Game over, man. Game over. Pretty much. Nobody says trade Debo to the Jets for their fourth. Trade that fourth to move down the first and gain more capital early rounds and select Watkins because they went to school together. I don't think they're going to get the fourth pick. I don't. I could be wrong, though. I don't. What does this mean for Ayuk? More targets.
I think Ayuk was poised to break out anyways. I mean, watching him in that NFC Championship game, that dude was open all the time. So, yes, he was going to play good regardless. Him and Trey Lance have been working on some rapport 2 straight off seasons. I think he was poised to break out anyways. But now that actually might take a step back because he's going to get number 1 corners on a regular basis. That really changes the game a little bit.
That's true, with safety help shading over the top. Robert Whitaker says, I kind of like Cameron Thomas, San Diego State. Versatile defensive lineman, 12 sacks. Imagine him lining up opposite Bosa with Kasiric coaching. Hold on, let me imagine it. Oh, I love it. Fantastic. I'm going to check him out. Cameron Thomas, South Dakota. I mean San Diego State. Brian, thank you for your $2. I appreciate it. I'm sorry.
What did it look like? I'm very curious. What happens in the mind of Grant Cohn when he imagines things like that?
Oh, it looked good. I don't want to spoil it because I just saw the future and I don't want to, but it looked great.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Wow. Yeah. I got it.
All right, everyone. That's our show for tonight. Niners After Dark. I didn't curse too much tonight because, I got to keep
serious things happening.
Serious things are happening. Exactly. If you want to catch more Jesse, and I know you do, he's coming up in about 15 minutes with a call-in show on his channel, Last Second Sports.
It's your time to sound off, y'all. I know you got a lot to say about this Deebo Samuel situation. I know I do. So call in, Last Second Sports, tap in.
Can I just say one thing? And I know it's uncouth, but today's a tough day for Niner fans. It's a great day for content creators. I'm sorry. Thank you, Deebo. Thank you so much. It's been a drought, and this is manna from the gods. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
You know what's crazy, Grant, is so yesterday the whole thing happened with his brother and the Adam Schefter thing came out. And it completely derailed what I mean, I'd come up with 5 good topics that had nothing to do with Deebo Samuel, right? I was ready to run with those topics. Then the Deebo Samuel thing happens, and of course that takes over the whole show. It is cool, right? as a content creator, and I trust me, I love that everybody's tuned in and wants to know what's going on. But I also like to separate myself a little bit. Like I like to see who can get their chops cut when content isn't just given to them. Who can come up with content that means something during the slow time of the season.
True.
And I was ready and prepared to do that.
That is the real test. And I mean, I've been doing this for a while. Like I have some experience. I can do it, but it's not always fun. It's not always fun. And you work hard, you don't get the returns. Today was like, I often think of myself as a fisher. Okay, I'm a fisherman, and I'm on a boat, and I got my rod in the water. And sometimes it's not a lot of fish nibbling. There's just no story. Today the fish were jumping into the boat, and all I had to do was keep them in the. It was easy. I just had to be in the boat and like keep them in as they jumped. Sometimes your job is just that easy. So thank you, fish.